welcome back to the World Championship of Drone Racing for 2024. We're the Drone Champions League. I'm Matt Andrews, and we're at the midpoint of our Split 2 season for the year. This race day, we have two great matchups for you. The first one is going to feature SDT, the Spain drone team. Last week, we saw 8-year-old Red Sheep racing for them. Welcome Platt on air, his brother who's 15, with Silvio, Danube, and Clone number 1. They're up against the winners of Split 1, Cyclone Racing, J-Box, the Ice Cheetah, Neon, and Yayu. An unchanged lineup so far in Split 2. This could be really close. Raiden Racing bring in again Vicen Mayan, Valprim, Bartu, and Yuki. They haven't changed their roster since last race day either. They're going up against the DCL Wildcard Team. Every split and season we give new pilots a chance to get themselves seen by the professionals. Chugakva, West, Super Spyro, and Bambi will be all looking to do their best. You can see that Cyclone and Raiden haven't lost a matchup yet. Spain drone team would love to close that gap on them by beating Cyclone now, and the Wildcard team might think Quad Force 1 are there for the taking. Both of these matchups will have 3 races, 2 pilots from one team against 2 pilots from the other, then the other 2 pilots for each team race each other, and then the legendary DCL Big Heat. All 8 pilots racing at the same time. All of those races worth 4 points if you win them, 3 if you come in second, 2 if you're third, 1 point if you come in fourth. And after the 3 races, we'll add up scores, and the team with the most get 3 points on the leaderboard. It's 1 point for a draw. There are no participation trophies here. The DCL began back in 2016 with a real-life race here in Reuter in Austria, and this is a perfect 3D virtual reconstruction of it. After a split S and some hard turns, through the block tray gate to the tower, under the hurdle, down through the ring, these pylons have tripped a few pilots up. The A2RL tunnel leads to the courtyard with a few more slalom turns before you go out of the top of this and then back in through the side. Hard turns around these light poles. Be as brave as you like heading for that DCL gate before you actually go outside the walls, under that hurdle, through 1, 2, 3 DCL gates, and we go around again for 3 laps. Let's get into the racing then, everybody, with Spain drone team against Cyclone Racing. To kick us off, Clone number 1 and Danube against Yayu and the Ice Cheetah. Now this should be fairly close. Let's take a look. On board with Clone number 1 first of all, pilot who used to race for China Dragons, now racing for Spain drone team. This is James Govey out of the UK. Tucked in behind Yayu and his teammate Danube, wrestling around for second place as well. There they are through the frames, and now weaving their way towards this tight slalom bit, which has caught a few people out when we've raced here before. This is Danube in second as we go on to lap number 2 already, and there's Clone number 1 right alongside him. The 2 Spain drone team teammates really tightly together. Yayu leading them all to the tower, down through the ring and around that pylon into the slaloms and back into the tunnel. He leads them all back into the courtyard. Now we go through the slalom, through the frames. Danube working his way into the first light pole. Oh, that stopped him and the gate afterwards. And he's gone under the DCL closed air gate. In all my years with the DCL since we began, I'm not sure I've ever seen a drone go under one. It certainly wasn't meant to. Danube now way behind at the back as Yayu is escaping from everybody. This is Clone number 1. He's their best chance now in green to stop Yayu from getting the 4 points. Here he comes. He's hit the same pole. Oh, on lap 2 it stopped Danube. On lap 3 it stops Clone number 1. You can see a wry smile on his face at the top of your screen as he knows, that one shouldn't have got away from me. Instead, the Ice Cheetahs got second and Cyclone have got maximum points. Oh my, what a finish. Yayu way out in front, untroubled by anything here around our fortress. The Ice Cheetah getting second with him. It was so tight at the beginning and it should have stayed that way. Oh, Danube, he swings around the first pole, then he staggers into the back of the gate, hits the top of it, that bounces him under. He has to go the long way round. He saw every side of that DCL gate. What he needs is the big hole in the middle. Let's see if his teammates can make up for those points. Platt on air and Silvio against Neon and J-Box. Welcome to the DCL, Platt on air. We're going straight on board with you as he's going to start attacking this for SDT. J-Box leads them all through the tower, then around this 180, and we head now towards the courtyard. Everybody really tightly together. Neon too tightly. He's hit the first cone. J-Box has hit the pole that claimed SDT last time. I can't believe it. That's 3 laps and 3 different pilots crashing into it. Well, let's get on to lap 2 with a reversal of fortunes for Spain drone team as Silvio and the new pilot Platon Air are now way ahead of Cyclone. This could be an exact opposite outcome than we had in the previous race and square things up. This is Silvio weaving his way into the frames and Platon Air, brand new pilot remember, he's doing his best to stay with Silvio, but Silvio's got all of this just a little smoother. Platon Air, who's hit the final gate of the lap and bounced off of that, and that gives Cyclone Racing a chance to change this completely. Oh, Platon Air was doing so well, but he's been passed by both J-Box, who are flying with, and Neon's passed him as well. So Cyclone up into second and third behind Silvio. No, wait, Neon's crashed. Platon Air back into third. Neon too far behind for now. Silvio looks like the win is going to be STT's and his. Can Platon Air catch J-Box at the end?
Good job,
Nice.
bro. Good job.
You hear Silvio telling Platon Air, good job there, because Platon Air did steal that second place from J-Box by just 14 thousandths of a second. What a debut for him, and Silvio winning the race ahead of him for the Spain drone team. They're going to square the series after a battle, a really great scrap between these two teams. Silvio here not troubled, thankfully, by that light pole, and just really smooth over that section, which has tripped up a few pilots. And Neon in last place almost went around for a fourth lap. Don't worry, Neon, you get to fly it again now. It's the big heat. All 8 pilots to race in here, and it is 10 points all after Cyclone came first and second in the first race, and then Spain drone team took first and second just now. So, let's see who can score all the points here. Well, Neon, I think, had a false start and was penalised with no throttle for a second as he is way behind. We're on board with Silvio. He's chasing Yayu into the courtyard. There's a lot of pilots in very close proximity here. Clone number 1's hit the frame and gone up. Now Yayu and Silvio have hit the gate and gone down. Oh, they're out of it. It's now J-Box in the lead, and he's hit the DCL frame on the turn to start lap number 2, hit the fortress wall. First and second are gone. J-Box was in the lead. He's now gone. It's Platon Air, the new pilot for STT that we're racing with. Danube has crashed. We've got half a race to go yet. Will anyone make it to the end? Platon Air is now ahead of the Ice Cheater. J-Box has recovered brilliantly. Platon Air hits the gate that Silvio and Yayu hit earlier, and he's in all kinds of a mess afterwards and finds himself way behind now. This track is cursed for whoever is in the lead. Can it be J-Box? The Ice Cheater in second, now actually with Yayu in third and Neon in fourth. This race has suddenly gone all purple, all at the front. All top 4 scoring positions belong to Cyclone Racing right now. Can anybody stop them? Well, J-Box is going in for the win. Yayu has moved up to second, then it's the Ice Cheater, and then... oh, it could be Neon. It could be Silvio. Platon Air wasn't far behind.
It's okay, guys. Don't worry. Good job.
Great to hear Silvio congratulating his team on fighting a really good battle, and at the end he did steal 4th place by 19 thousandths of a second. Another incredibly tight finish there. J-Box, he managed to keep it going at the front and picks up a win for Cyclone and led the team to a lot of points. Oh, this track. It's not making life easy for these pilots. That's why we're the World Championship. I've got to say, a lot of respect and credit to Platon Air for flying so well in his first couple of races of the DCL. But Cyclone Racing come out on top. It looked like it could be even closer than it is, but 19 points to 11 after the big heat turned it all upside down for STT. Raiden Racing are the former world champions. The Wildcard Team are pilots who are trying to make a name for themselves in the DCL. As we've seen, anything can happen on this track. So we start off with Batu hitting the Foxear gate at the beginning, the very first gate, and is down for Raiden Racing. On the other hand, Vicente Mayan, one of the very best pilots we have, is in the lead, but this is West, who's chasing him really hard, and Chagakva is there as well, formerly from the Haven Airborne team. Now with the Wildcard Team. Obviously Mayan still out in front. West again, second place and chasing nicely. This is good work from West. We're on to lap number 2. Vicente Mayan leads them through the fortress wall and around the split S and the pylons and to the tower. West in second, Jagak for third. Batu for Raiden, still flying, but way behind in 4th place at the moment. So the courtyard a little more spread out than we were a lap ago, but this is West still on the chase. And you know what? He's keeping with Vicente Mayan. Considering how much more experience the Spanish pilot for Raiden Racing has, and I've called him many times the best finisher in the DCL, he is no stranger to be out in the lead as he is now on the third lap, but West has pretty much been tracking him. The gap is getting a little bit bigger now. Here's West around the tower. This is good. That turn is nice. Out of the A2RL tunnel, and yes, he's still attacking all of these pylon turns. This is good, strong flying from West, but Vicente Mayan is one that few pilots can catch, and he will wrap that one up with a win for Raiden. But the wildcard team, second and third, they're going to tie it on points, and that's an amazing start for the team in red. Vicente Mayan clear out in front. Bartu's crash at the beginning ends up 6 seconds behind at the finish. So another win for the pilot we know so well, but I think the wildcard team putting up a really good scrap in the first race. There you see with Bartu not in the picture, West and Chagakva were flying well. And the gap was closer, it never dramatically changed. It just gradually, over the course of 3 laps, just got stretched a little bit further away from West, coming down to just smoother flying from Vicente. So Valprim and Yuki are the next pilots up for Raiden Racing, and they're going against Super Spyro and Bambi, but this race was a complete reversal of the one we've just seen. Valprim and Yuki outright winners of this, 3 seconds between each of those. Second and third, 3 seconds apart. Raiden Racing getting the 7-3 maximum points from that heat. Let's go on to the big heat though and see what happens when all 8 of these pilots go back into the air. It's 12 points to 8 for Raiden Racing. We're on board with Bartu, who's through that Foxeer gate with no issues and right in the thick of a lot of drones and a lot of action. But the ones in front of the teammate from Raiden are the other teammates from Raiden. Mr. Mines is there, Yuki is there, Valprim is up there too. Yes, it's Raiden in the top 4 positions, but the wildcard team, particularly Super Spyro, not far behind. And if West can get this race together, he might be surprising a few of the yellow team pilots too. But Valprim leads them on to lap number 2 now. We're on board with Vicente Mayan. Such good teammates, this pair, Valprim and Vicente, winning so many races for the team. And Valprim is somewhat new to the team. He only joined them last year. Now he's leading the way. Mayan in second, then Yuki, and still Bartu in fourth, and Super Spyro, well, he's the leading pilot of the wildcard team, and the gap between him and Bartu is just a little bigger than it was. Vicente Mayan back into the fortress, over the split S, hits the gate on the way back through. Oh, that is an unusual mistake there, but he's down. Thing is, this Raiden team are flying so strongly that if he loses a place, it's to Yuki, his teammate. Still Valprim out in front, but Yuki, we're back on board with him now, and we're making our way through those light poles that were so terrifying earlier on, but seems to be absolutely no issue in this race. Your winner here, it's going to be Yuki, then it's Valprim, or is it Vicente Mayan, then it's Bartu, and then West is coming in now. Ahead of him, Chagakva's got 5th, and then Bambi and Super Spyro come in 7th and 8th. Valprim managed to hold off Vicente Mayan by a whole 1/10 of a second. That's massive compared to the earlier races today. Yuki getting a win for his team in dominant fashion, and of course a lot more points with all the pilots following him too. The courtyard was all Raiden's. Here's a rare chance to see Vicente Mayan crash over the split S, but too low on the exit afterwards. Now Valprim after this turn, watch him near the ground. He's going left and right and left and right, and I'm really not sure where he thought he was going. Raiden Racing winning out that series. It was 5-all after the first matchup. Really good encounter there with West and Chagakva, but after that it all went a bit wrong for the wildcard team. In the other matchup of race day 4, Quad Force 1 got maximum points against the Mach 1 team. What did that do for the standings? Well, Cyclone's win over STT keeps them on top, and Raiden's win keeps them in second. Quad Force 1 were 4th, then dropped to 5th at the end of last week, but now find themselves back up into 3rd. On race day 5, we'll see what Cyclone can do against the wildcard team. Mach 1 will have to contend with STT. China Dragons and Quad Force 1, that could be very close indeed. I'm Matt Andrews, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, out in the skies.